Now, with the recent livestream covering the content to expect within version 2.4, amongst the insane stuff that was revealed, such as the confirmed characters releasing over the next couple of updates, there was additional info on our upcoming characters releasing very soon. Cartethyia is certainly looking to be an amazing main DPS as expected and will be the most hyped character to release next update. But Lupa in specific is also looking to be an incredible character alongside being a fantastic addition to the monofusion composition. It was already a given that Lupa would synergize quite well alongside Changli and Brant, but with the livestream revealing a lot more info about her kit along with the best in slot echo set she will utilize, it's pretty much confirmed just how great Lupa will fit into the monofusion composition and not just as a DPS. So with that being said, I do want to go over an early breakdown of Lupa's kit following the 2.4 livestream, the insane synergy she holds within the monofusion composition alongside her versatility in general, then to wrap it up with her overall value as a fusion DPS and whether or not she is a must for the monofusion composition. Before we jump into it, as always, would really appreciate it if you could subscribe for more WutheringWaves content and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. As we've known for a while now, Lupa will be a fusion broadblade DPS, but with the recent livestream they have pretty much confirmed that Lupa will in fact hold a few supportive abilities within her kit, alongside being able to deal significant burst damage through various abilities. Additionally, Lupa's gameplay is quite fast-paced and will share a few similarities with her best-in-slot allies, given she is capable of dealing air combos like Brant and will have great AoE coverage through certain abilities like Changli, which would only make her synergize even greater within the monofusion composition. Now with Lupa's damage in specific, if there was any second thoughts before regarding the type of damage she would be dealing, the new fusion echo set that is said to increase damage dealt by resonant liberation damage has more or less put them to rest. So with that being the case, it would of course mean Changli will be Lupa's best in slot sub DPS due to amplifying both fusion and liberation damage. Which means if you are looking to ensure Lupa deals as much damage as possible, it might be wise to consider picking up Changli, which is currently available on her rerun banner if you don't already have her. However, as much as an insane damage dealer Lupa is expected to be, as mentioned there are a few supportive capabilities within her kit. In particular, once Lupa does activate the Resonant Liberation to deal a significant amount of damage, she will then provide Wolf's Protection to all allies. With Wolf's Protection being active, not only will it be able to increase the damage dealt by allies, but will also provide them with an auto-dodge mechanic similar to the Shorekeepers that is provided through her outro skill. Now, as much as it would be insane for the damage buff to simply be an overall damage increase for all allies, as that would lead to many more DPS characters being able to synergize with Lupa, it will most likely be a fusion damage increase so that they avoid making Lupa a bit too valuable for a DPS. Though either way, Lupa increasing the damage dealt from her allies is going to be massive for the team's overall DPS, since it might just provide the necessary boost for the monofusion composition to possibly be within the top 3 teams in terms of DPS. Now that, alongside the fact that Lupa again will provide the ability to auto-dodge to allies, it does certainly allow for the monofusion composition to flow quite smoothly without the need of the Shorekeeper. Given Brant will pretty much cover the healing aspect and Lupa will cover the damage amplification and auto-dodge ability. Although, with that being said, the overall damage increase from Lupa certainly won't be as strong as the Shorekeepers. But the fact there will be some damage amplification for Brant and Changli will then definitely reduce the impact of playing without the Shorekeeper. Lastly, in terms of supportive capabilities, once Lupa has filled her forte gauge and activated the attack Dance with the Wolf climax, she will in fact remain on field when switching out similar to Ciaccona and will deal damage to enemies. Although she will only attack once her allies activate their Resonant Liberation, which means unlike the standard coordinated attacks that we are used to from characters such as Yinlin and Zheji, Lupa on the other hand should be able to deal a lot more damage since she will essentially be dealing 2 coordinated attacks before switching back. So with all of that, alongside the fact that Lupa does also burn a few items of clothing off and gains a few visual effects through her forte gauge just like Changli, from the level of attention to detail to her design and to the utility she holds within her kit, Lupa is certainly shaping up to be an incredible character that will be quite hard to pass up on. Now Lupa is without a doubt going to be extremely valuable for the Monofusion team, as that will be the best in slot composition. Given she increases all allies damage, which means a full team of DPS characters will certainly benefit, deals off-field damage, provides the auto-dodge mechanic similar to the Shorekeeper, and above all, will be able to deal immense burst damage herself through multiple abilities. So as much as Changli will be great to pair alongside Lupa, as she will be increasing her damage significantly through the outro skill, Brant will in fact gain the most value from Lupa's liberation buff and outro skill buff. It still wasn't confirmed on stream, but it's pretty obvious that Lupa will be able to amplify fusion and basic attack damage through her outro skill, which paired with the damage buff from Wolf's protection will be quite the increase in damage. So again, Lupa, Changli and Brant are going to synergize extremely well together. Especially since, as mentioned, with the fact that Lupa and Brant combined provide enough support to kind of replace the Shorekeeper, not only will it free up the Shorekeeper from the fusion composition so that you can utilize her on another team, but also that Lupa's damage enhancing buffs will allow Changli and Brant to still deal considerable damage just like when alongside the Shorekeeper. So as mentioned, with picking up Changli from her rerun banner, Brant is also currently available to pick up if you do have more than enough funds for version 2.4. Now of course that would be the best team composition that features Lupa, but since there are other fusion DPS characters such as Chixia and Encore, it goes without saying that both Lupa's outro skill and Wolf's protection buff will be just as great for them, but especially for Encore since she does deal quite a bit of basic attack damage through her kit. Additionally, the basic attack damage amplification alone will allow Lupa to synergize with characters such as Camellia and Havoc Rover. Of course they may not perform as well as when alongside Sanhua, but it will still be viable, and there would of course be many new characters in the future that primarily deal basic attack damage for Lupa to synergize with. Lastly, given Lupa will mainly be dealing Resonance Liberation damage, characters such as Jiyan and Yinlin would be viable alternatives for Changli, since they are both able to amplify Liberation damage through their outro skills. So Lupa will have great team versatility similar to that of Changli, but no doubt Lupa will be most effective alongside Changli and Brant, to the point that if you would like to utilize Brant as the dedicated support since you are using your other support characters in other teams, you can definitely utilize him as one right now, but he will feel much better as a support for the Monofusion composition when alongside Lupa's supportive capabilities. All in all, for a character that is set to release after our potential best DPS and arguably the most hyped character of Rinascita, Lupa certainly holds a significant amount of value as she really does transcend the Monofusion composition, alongside characters in general, as we may now start to see more DPS characters with supportive capabilities within their kits. From her incredibly fluid gameplay and damage potential, to the level of attention to detail with her appearance changing as she builds her forte gauge, Lupa is one extremely stacked fusion DPS, and if you do have both Changli and Brant on your account, then Lupa would certainly be a character you should consider due to the impact she holds for the fusion team. Although, whether she is a must-pull for fusion, it's true that Lupa is essentially a DPS with supportive abilities that will make it much easier to replace the Shorekeeper or Verena. But unlike every other character aside from the Shorekeeper herself, Lupa isn't exactly a must-pull for fusion, but she would definitely be one hell of an upgrade for the team's overall DPS. Lupa alone of course doesn't really come close to the level of damage as a hypercarry such as Cartethyia, but alongside Brant and Changli's damage output, the fusion team consisting of multiple burst damage dealers might then deal enough DPS to compete with some of the best hypercarry compositions. So again, Lupa wouldn't be that necessary to pull, and especially since Changli and Brant alongside another support are currently able to clear all content. But if you are looking to maximize the overall damage dealt from the Monofusion composition, only then will Lupa be a character you would likely want to consider for your account. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe for more WutheringWaves content, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also, drop a comment down below on whether or not you will be pulling for Lupa. And yeah, hope to catch you guys later.